There's a distinct time I remember being referred to as cheap and like as a Jewish stereotype, and I was at dinner with a bunch of friends, and came time to all chip in money for the bill, and everyone had their eyes on me, and they told me to chip in more money because I was being cheap and not chipping any money, even though I had paid just as much money as they did. And I remember distinctly my friend saying, "Brandon, stop being so Jewish," as in, stop being so cheap.
If these walls came crumbling down, it felt so hard to make us lose our faith.
Jews! Jews. Jews. I believe Jews do.
I'd say a religion more than a race because they worship, a God, just like Catholics do or Christians, and yeah, they go to, I think it's called the synagogue, something like that, yeah, instead of church, so I'd view it as more of a religion than a race.
I definitely think that it's a religion, but I also see it treated as a race, which I think is unfortunate and actually adds to the discriminatory acts that people perpetrate against them. I think the best example of us using Judaism as a race and not a religion is in modern day Israel, because Israel was created by the major European powers after World War II in the same tradition that they were, and that you're going to build a nation state off of ethnicity in a society, so when you're going to start trying to put Israel in that tradition, you're also creating them. You're saying that they're an ethnicity, and thus you're considering them a race to a certain extent.
If I heard somebody making a discriminatory statement against a Jew, I'd probably ask them why they learned that, because I think a lot of people learn discrimination from their family, and then I would do my best to correct it through my behavior. But I think I wouldn't be able to leave without saying something along the lines of, it's not right to pick out any race or religion and give universal characteristics to that religion or that kind of person, because people are individuals and that's how people should be judged.
I was offended by it because I had a lot of Jewish friends in high school, so I was personally offended by it. I didn't do. I ignored them and I walked away.
Quite frankly, not much of a reaction. I mean, especially because most of it that you see is rather benign. Whether or not you're going to say discrimination, I guess any form of discrimination isn't benign, but the forms that you usually see in high school aren't the biggest deal, so you don't have much of a reaction. And secondly, as much as everyone might like to pretend that they're the Joan of Arc, Martin Luther King of their school, it's really just not what happens, and stuff gets by, unfortunately.
So stereotypes are going to be cheap, loud, big noses, and I mean, we all make stereotypes out of it, so.
High school, it used to be that they were cheap, that they could be cheap, that they had big noses.
Some common stereotypes are like Jap, like Jewish American princess, and being cheap and having a big nose.
Well, some common stereotypes that I've heard is that they have big noses,
Like, they have Jew fros, and they're pretty cheap.
I was at school, and people make fun of the Jews because of their noses and curly hair.
Nowadays I don't see it as much because I think we've matured, but when I was back in junior high, I think I received it like every single day.
My friend when he was younger would get ripped on every day because he's Jewish.
Yeah, I see it all the time. For example, like today in study hall, a Jewish girl, her phone number was written down as Mazel Tov as a joke, and I suppose it's harmless. And there's other examples like that. I suppose it's harmless, but nonetheless, you're still classifying someone by their religion, which is discriminatory in its nature.
Yo, dude, wait, I'm gonna throw some money on the ground, and I bet a Jew picks it up.
Let's do it.
Oh, a quarter.
I told you that Jew would pick it up. Oh my God, they're so cheap. Oh.
Hey guys, I saw what you did. She didn't just pick up the money because she's Jewish. She picked it up because she's a person. And I bet you losers would do the same thing. Anyone would.
Jew discrimination happens every day, and it looks just as stupid when you do it. So stop it.